What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Moosey Gaming here, and today we're back with another episode of Project Vortex weekly update series. And as you guys can see, we have Eve of the Crusade going on right now, and I've done just enough for me to actually get that 500 gems and the last reward for this. But before that, I was doing some modders the day before. I think most likely I'm gonna go ahead and exhaust my action points once we get to the KvK map, and then just use up all those action points. Unless there's like a event that's coming up, I actually haven't checked the event calendar actually, so we'll see about that. But yes, so far looking so good. But let's just go ahead and start as usual from the VIP. And I'm currently sitting at VIP 13. 726,000 VIP points. So I am very, very close to actually hitting VIP 14. The only reason why I'm not doing it, despite the fact that I have 65,000 gems, is because I'm waiting for that YSG reel. And in order for me to actually max out the YSG reel, which is going to cost me, 72,000 gems, right? I will need to go in and wait, right? So that's what I'm waiting on. And once I have more than 72,000 gems, I'm most likely going to go ahead and max out the VIP 14. Hopefully, we'll be able to actually hit VIP 14 naturally just by sitting in this alliance, as Kingdom 3950 does have a lot of whales. Now, let's see. And currently sitting at 16 million power, with just enough for me to actually run maybe almost a full infantry march with the 50% max unit capacity buff. I'll probably try to train more infantry a little bit from here onwards so that I can, by the time that we get into the first fight, we don't have to worry about not having infantry enough. But right now, this is basically where I'm at. Most likely going to be T4 for KvK 1. And yeah, that's basically my troop capacity situation. And let's see. What else is there? Oh, Academy. Yeah. On the econ side, as usual, I have masonry, writing, and then engineering and mathematics all maxed out, so that I am currently sitting at the max efficiency buffs in terms of where I'm getting everything at. I am also trying to see if I can get that 10 10 10 on the small 3, so I can get the cartography to level 5 for that extra 5% march speed. Now, I am still a long way away in terms of speed up for that, as that would actually require me to finish this one, which is currently in defensive formation level 8. I'm done with herbal medicine though, which will give me 15% extra health, which is huge in KvK 1. But yeah, I'm trying to get that cartography finished up as soon as until we get into the first fight, perhaps, so that I'm not 5% march speed behind everyone else. So that's my goal. And in terms of the later speed ups, later technology, I did max out as much as I can. Wood Steel and Scrutum, not max out. I did level up Wood Steel and Scrutum here and there. I did try to focus on the health, as I suggest everyone else, as in Rising Kingdoms, health is very, very rare for you to get, especially in the earlier KvKs, especially for infantry. So yeah, you guys can see that I'm only blockaded by combined arms and encampment. For me to advance more on the encampment and combined arms, I need to get cartography to level 5, and that's where I'm at in terms of everything else. Very evenly spread out in terms of where my technology is. Most likely, once I'm done with these sections, I'm most likely gonna work on getting the medical corps as well as Wood Steel, Scutum, all leveled up, so that I have more even balance of the technology, and hence I have more stats overall for me to use. Now, with that said, let's see. In terms of commanders, you guys can see that my Sun Tzu is sitting on uncritted Gold Helm of the Eternal Empire, as you guys may have seen from my last couple of videos. Yeah, I wasn't able to crit this, unfortunately. And I was very unlucky when I was doing the egg event. As during the egg event, I think I was only able to get the full legendary blueprint, one full legendary blueprint, not even a single blueprint fragment extra. Although I spent 100 times for that egg, and given the fact that I think the whole like the mileage, the pity basically gives you 20, I was only able to get like 10 out of the 100 spins, which is kind of a rip, guys. Which is kind of a rip. So, yeah, that's where I'm sitting on in terms of my equipment. Infantry defense 11%. It's good. And you might be wondering why I actually got this one instead of the other one. The two options that I have for the what's this called? The equipment event were actually helmet and pants. And given the fact that we're gonna most likely get like two different options for the pants, which is one of them is KvK's humility, which is gonna give me a lot of health, especially if I can crit that. Let me just go ahead and show you in terms of blue blacksmith. Yeah, the KvK's humility, which I'm still trying to get the full blueprint of. This is a really good piece. If you can actually crit this actually arguably might be better than uncritted Eternal Knight on Iconic, right? So yeah, we have two different options that are much easier for me to get for that piece. And Eternal Knight, you can actually get it from the KvK 1 shop and KvK 2, KvK 3. You have so many ways for you to get Eternal Knight, so that's why I got the helmet. Of course, eventually I might have to replace that to the Helm of the Conqueror, but that's KvK 3, KvK 4 onward, right? So I don't have to worry too much about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get that maxed out. Whether that is KvK's humility credit version or have Eternal Knight uncredit version. Let me just think about it, but then again, right now the plan is that I get this organically rather than pay for it in the egg event. So that's why I got the helmet, and it's sitting pretty nicely, I'll say. So far so good, right? And then most likely I'm gonna slowly swap everything else. Obviously, I think you can get yourself your hands on the glove blueprint, either Sacred Grips or Eternal Empire set. Most likely Sacred Grips, because it is a lot easier for you to get the gloves blueprint from the KvK shop as well. And then boots, most likely I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the Shields Return or the Eternal Empire set. Given that my set most likely will be a 4-piece Eternal Empire set, I'll probably get the 4 pieces, including the weapon, chest piece, and then the boots, I believe. No, chest piece has to be Hope Cloak, right? Chest piece has to be Hope Cloak. So most likely I'm gonna try to get the gloves, boots, weapon, and the helmet as the 4-piece Eternal Empire set. And then I'll try to get Hope Cloak and Eternal Knight so that I get 4-piece bonus. It's 4-2 setup for infantry, the classic ones that a lot of people actually use for the field without the KvK weapon and helmet. So that's what I'm most likely gonna get. We'll see how that rolls out, though. With my luck, I don't know if that's even possible, right? So, yeah, that's basically what I'm working on my setup. Currently, most likely gonna use Sun Tzu, the regular, not Sun Tzu Prime, because now Sun Tzu Prime is actually a thing. Sun Tzu regular expertise with YSG for my KvK 1. Most likely because of the fact that the Sun Tzu and YSG does have really good synergy with Sun Tzu buffing skill damage, YSG buffing skill damage, and Sun Tzu's expertise, which is an active skill, is going to do 5,000 damage factor if you hit 5 targets. And it gives you back a lot of rage. There's just so much synergy with one another. I previously thought about potentially making a Pierce YSG as a March, but after seeing everything, I was like, okay, well, I think Sun Tzu actually does make a little bit more sense. Also, Sun Tzu is just a really really good commander. He has the damage reduction from the third skill, infantry health bonus. The only thing that we're missing if you do run Sun Tzu YSG is the march speed. So hopefully we can stay hidden within the ball as much as possible, and also at the same time, I'll most likely give him the flag march speed accessory so that I can run away faster, basically. So yeah, that's basically the plan. And going into KvK 2, most likely I'm gonna try to get Pierce to expertise. I do have him 5531 with 3/5 of the way into 5541 for Pierce. And I've been getting him from the daily, so that's really not something that I'm using gold test on. I did earlier part of this account's age use some gold test, which was a mistake, to be honest, at this point, right? But then again, I was like, hey, like I want to actually be able to, I think I was at that time trying to get like what's this called, some events done, and my Pierce was like 1-1-1-1, right? And I was like, well, there's no other commander that I can actually expertise. I didn't really have epic commander sculptures and all that stuff, so I was like, hey, I'll go ahead and get Pierce expertise and then use him for XYZ event. I forgot which event it was, but it was an event that actually I needed to finish. So yeah, 46 gold test, it is what it is. I do need to make sure that I do make up for it when I do get YSG real. If I do miss out the first battle with YSG, it is what it is. I'll just have to suck it up and try to make that work. But the reason why I'm getting Pierce Focus is because I want to use him for a swap event eventually. When the swap event happens. And also at the same time, I want to use him as a pairing for me to use with CJ for KvK 2. Hopefully that will be the possible scenario, but yeah, that's what I'm working on. The reason why we're thinking about using Pure CJ is because CJ has a lot of synergies with Pierce because he has his active skill gives 20% normal damage boost. Also at the same time, while I out of territory, you do 20% extra normal damage. That's like 40% normal damage, which is crazy. He also has really good march speed. Also, at the same time, he just does a lot, right? The only thing that he is missing in his kit, Pierce, as a commander, is that damage factor. 1400 damage factor, skill damage. It's not really that a lot, but still. And single target too. But still, I think everything else in his kit is really, really amazing. And it goes really, really well with CJ. So that's why I'm working on him currently. Hopefully, we'll be able to see that in action in KvK 2. Now, with that said, what else is there? We do have Blacksmith. No, not Blacksmith. We do have Trading Post event actually came back, I think yesterday or the day before. And we do have Hope Cloak at the level 50, guys. Hope Cloak at the level 50, which is awesome, which means that I'll be able to actually get legendary equipment blueprint for free. That I'll be using from the beginning to the end for this account, which is going to be really, really exciting. But yeah, we're going to most likely go in and get that crafted once I get to the level 50. Yeah. And I do have also a blueprint for Greatest Glory, which I have not had a chance to craft, mainly because I don't really have that many materials, but also at the same time, by the time that this actually gets into a usable state, I need to have Pierce and CJ completed, because this actually gives you 5% more normal damage though of all types, which only works on CJ and Pierce and CJ in that order, instead of you running it on, let's say, Sun Tzu YSG, because Sun Tzu YSG is purely skill damage, right? So that's why I'm like kind of holding on to it. I did get this from the hammer event, the the one that was happening during the end of the year event. I think Thanksgiving event. Yeah. So that was basically where I got this. I'm just saving it until later, for me to craft this. But yeah, I do have this, so that you guys just so that you guys get an understanding of what I have at this point. In terms of equipment blueprints, I do have a couple equipment blueprints from events. Alliance Mobilization gave me 9 pieces of these gloves, which is really, really good. And other, like, everyday event gave me like blueprint fragment choice chest for weapon, which I will be able to get the Eternal Empire shield blueprints from, and also the chest piece, which I will be able to most likely get that translated to Hope Cloak, so that I can iconic and crit the. No, if I don't crit, I can crit it, and then if I do have a crit, I'll be able to iconic Hope Cloak much earlier than others. But basically, those are the ones that I do have kind of working on at this moment. And you might be wondering why I don't have Stats Brutality actually equipped on my Sun Tzu. It's because I have 3.5% infantry health from this crit one, which I think is better than 5.5% infantry defense at this point. So I'm waiting for this to be critted before I actually replace that with the 3.5% infantry health from the Windswept. And hopefully before that happens, I'll be able to get enough blueprint fragments from this one over here so that I can actually get that to event braces of Eternal Empire instead of anything else. In terms of the KvK goes, yeah, we're going to KvK map very, very soon. So later down this week, in 3 days, towards the end of this week, which is probably also when the Commander Recess happening is at the same time. I don't know if that Commander Recess is going to actually impact younger kingdoms like mine. If it does, then it'll be able to help me get my Pierce kind of reset so that I can get the 46 Legendary Commander Sculptures refunded, which is going to be really good. My other account, which is max level newbie account, does not really have any mistakes made on that account, so I don't really need to worry about that one. But this account, yeah, this was a clear mistake. So that if I get 46 gold heads back, most likely I'll be able to get enough gold heads for me to expertise YSG right away, which is gonna be awesome thing for this account. But we'll see. We'll see about that. I still need to save up some gold, some gems for me to max spin the YSG wheel too. So we'll go ahead and see how that plays out at the end of the day. What else is there? Is there anything else that I need to go over in this account? I think everything else looks pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of people in this kingdom. There's a lot of spenders in this kingdom. There's a lot of gold chests that are dropped on daily basis in this kingdom. 3950 is going to be awesome, in my opinion. Going into KvK 1, we're not going into 3v1 KvK. We're going more of a free-for-all KvK, which is more exciting because if I, as a weak T4 player, were not doing so well, I can just move on to a weaker war front, right? Weaker enemy war front, right? Right now, we're currently leading in terms of the kingdom rank for the pre-war stage, which I hope we do end up winning the first place, where we're gonna be able to get that 3% extra all damage. It may not sound like a lot, but that's a lot for people who are, like me, where we're like not really that strong of a player in this kingdom, right? T4 players, 3% all damage is huge, right? In terms of individual, I'm not gonna get any of that, but if someone gets that 4,000 gems, 60 gold heads, 40 epic commander sculptures, and like what? How many days is that? 8 days of speed ups. Congratulations to whoever wins the first place. But yeah, right now it looks like someone from our kingdom's gonna get it. ABC is challenged. Or Ravier Reaper? Ravy Reaper? That's interesting. Ravi Reaper? Or Arda. And Arda has a much easier name. Or Prince of Light. Prince of Light shows up to my stream all the time. So yeah, hopefully one of us wins that and then gets that awesome 60 gold test, 40 gold test, 30 gold test, all that cool rewards. I hope you guys actually get those. And with that said, well, I hope I can showcase as successful of the fighting that I have shown in my max level newbie account. You guys have seen how well my max level newbie account has performed in KvK 1, especially against like higher spending kingdoms as well. So that was exciting. Hopefully, I'll be able to show at least similar level, if not better, level of performance on this kingdom. 3950 is indeed a much higher spending kingdom than 3850, although 3950 did yeah 3950 is going to go into free for all KvK versus 3850 was actually 2v2, right? So it's gonna be a little different, but hopefully we'll be able to see me in action as we enter KvK. Hopefully. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys have an awesome KvK wherever you guys at, and I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Peace.